Okay, Kerr, finally I get around to making this video for you. Okay, now, this one's going to be about inking. Before I get into it, this is the buttons here that are actually colored are the ones I use on my tablet. And the only ones I use. Okay, I just want to make sure because I found this is like the easiest way, for me to quickly rotate, do everything. Alright? This one over here is going to be Control plus Z. And if you open up, because you have the same tablet as I do, if you open up your Wacom tablet preferences here, right, you can go over to functions and you can change everything here. I have the keystroke here, Control Z, you press them at the same time and then you put OK. Right, that's how you change everything. For Psi, I have Control Z here for undo. That's undo. Woohoo. This button here, which I'm using all the time, is the grabby hand. Grabby hand. So it's the hand tool. You easily move stuff around and do your scribble and move and scribble very easily. Now, this one here. Which one is this one? This one is Alt. So this one is the color picker. Right? So you can easily pick colors. But what's neat about this is I have them on top of each other. The hand tool here, which is the space bar, and Alt on top of it, which is the color picker. Now if you take your finger and push them together, you'll get the rotation tool. Okay? So this is Alt. Oh, I got the wrong color now. This is Alt. And if you combine these, you get the rotation. Rotation, can't spell, whatever. So, I can easily rotate, move with the hand tool, do this, blah 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 blah, undo it because it looks really terrible. And I can do everything very quickly, very easily. Look, I can move around really quick, rotate incredibly quick, select colors quickly, all with pretty much one finger. Okay? So that's how I have my stuff set up here. This over here, I got the strangest colors. The touch bar here, I've got, let's see, I believe that's close bracket and then open bracket, which adjusts the size of the pen here inside, which here, come on, open up. You can go over the touch strip. I have it set to keystroke. You see I have it for this and this. And then you just put OK, label it, brush size, whatever. And it's automatically saved. So it makes it easy. With one hand I can adjust the brush size, change color, rotate, move all over the place, whatever. Really great. On this side, the only other thing here, which I believe is already set, you don't even have to change it, is for zooming in and out. Here I believe, yeah, it's already there. So I can easily zoom in and out. This over here I had for undo, I believe. Yeah, but I don't use it. It's too hard to reach. So I don't even use that. So on the tablet, I use pretty much 4, 5, 6, 3 buttons and the touchpads. That's it. And I could pretty much get everything done. Also, I just started maybe a couple months ago doing this, but it's been so wonderful. With your pen, I know you have one like mine, I'm also using the eraser more now. So you can just easily flip it. You have the eraser, flip it, and you have your pen stroke. Just really easy, fast, great. So if you're not using this eraser, you better use it. Also, what's neat is in Psi, or I guess Photoshop, I don't use it as much. When you flip over to the eraser, and sometimes I end up getting in trouble for this, you can change it to something totally different. You can change it to the airbrush tool. So you can do airbrush, flip it, pen, and so on and so forth. But I try to keep it with the eraser. Now, what does this have to do with inking? Well, when you put all this stuff together and you actually go to ink something, it makes it so much easier to quickly get the lines down, because you don't want to take forever with it. Let's see. We'll quickly do this. Now when I ink things, all right. Let's I'll keep that there. I have a new layer here, layer 5. All right. Our drawing would be underneath it. You take the drawing, put the opacity down like so, like you're gonna trace it, and then you'd have a layer on top of it, normal, that you're gonna ink, right? Right. Now what I've noticed is the stabilizer here, S4, right, is the best if you want thinner lines, and when you do it, you want to go fast, not really slow. You want to go fast, right? And the more you press down, the bigger the stroke. So if you want to go like that, or if you want to go really thin, very light, you know, very fast. Then you flip around and use the eraser with S4 on it, and you do fast. It makes it so you can even thin them out. You can taper them very nicely. See, very nicely. You can thin it out if it's too thick for you. Make something really nice. And of course, you know, you want to do curves relatively fast. And of course, if you don't get it right, you know, it's your undo button. You can easily undo everything quickly if you have it set up the way I said here. Something else really important too when you're inking. Now this is a thing I'm doing here. When you're doing inking, say like this hair piece, right? A lot of times you'll have long flowing hair and they're long strands and you don't get them perfect, you know? So we're going to do quickly, kind of, well, that was a little too thick. Put the brush a little smaller, because I'm kind of heavy-handed, I think, you know. Now, this is relatively close to what I want, you know, but it's not perfect. Actually, I would get that a little bit more perfect. Right, I'm all the way over here. I totally missed the mark, you know, and it's a little off. So I'm going to try to line it up like so. And then you want to go over here. Let me see if I can do this. Controller. There we go. You want to go over there, pick your selection tool, do that, and go to free deform. Okay, this is a really good thing, and you can easily take the line and adjust it and make it closer to your mark. You know, it'll be a little off, and you can adjust it. You know, I didn't really try to hit the mark on this; it's a little off. But then you press Enter, it makes it there. You know, so. If you are doing long strands of hair and you don't get it perfect, you don't have to drive yourself crazy. A lot of times when I'm doing a lot of strands of hair, I'll do it on different layers, then I'll drop them. You know, here I'll make a new layer. I'll go and let's get rid of what I have here. Is it this, this, and this? Right. I'll go and I'll try to get it right. That was actually okay. But you want to do it fast too. That's why, you know, S4 is really the best for it. Now that last one was a bit off. And I don't care if this isn't right. But if you want, you can select the whole line. You know, I usually do this on different layers so I wouldn't have to, you know, lasso this. And go to free deform and you can adjust it however you want. You can make it a little longer, you know, and get it better. And move it to, you know, get it to where you want it to be very easily. And you go and keep going. See, that one's a little off too. I gotta do these on new layers, drop them, but I'm trying to be quick, you know. And I see I can push it over so it meets where it's supposed to be, you know. And yeah, and the whole trick is to be fast, you know. And then it's okay if you cross, because then you flip your pen, you take your eraser and you taper it. You go fast with the eraser too. You don't want to be too slow, because then you'll get bumps and stuff like that. Well, see, I'm still doing this even though I have a button for it. Okay. See, and you can get really nice thin lines, and you get lines that are different sizes, so you don't have to have the same lines. Now, what I was doing, which is easy, but it doesn't look as nice. If you go, take your stabilizer and put it to S7, you can get more smoother lines easier, but they tend to be very thick. See how, it's nice, and they're solid lines, but they tend to be a little bit more thicker and heavier, And if you want that, you can do it. And of course it's slower. So, they look kind of chunky, You can thin the brush down a bit. But because of how slow it is, it's hard to be as fluid. But, see, that was pretty fluid. See how there was a bump there like that? Because of how slow it is. That's what the problems I seem to have on S7, S6, Meanwhile, if you go to 4, it's like just right. You can quickly get it, and it's so fast that you can, and of course you see me constantly moving this around, because I press 2 buttons, I can easily do that. Use my arc for whenever I want to get that curve in. And you see how fast I'm doing it? It looks more natural the faster you do it. The thing is, when you get lesser than 4, things start getting a little chunky and a little sloppy, and then it's just like, oh god, shaky hand. But, that I found that S4 is the best at getting tiny lines, getting them down relatively quickly. Let's make a new layer. Yeah, relatively quickly. I'm going to free deform this so I can get a little closer. Actually, it was pretty good where it was. But you can see, and press enter, you can see how easily you can adjust lines that aren't perfect. And then with your eraser, you can taper them, And like I said, the key is to be fast with your stroke. Don't be afraid. If it's too off, press your undo button. Get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of it. And then, that way you can just go, oh, it's not right. Oh, that's not right. And quickly do it, until you get something that's perfect. Or close. And then you can free deform it. Okay. So that's pretty much it for inking. Yeah, so unless you want thicker, more like coloring book lines, you'd want to stick with S4. S6 tends to be more, and the thing is, the faster you go, the less you're gonna get those odd bumps, You want to be fast, and fluid, and be moving it around so you can get your natural arc in there. Okay? So that should cover basics of inking. If there's anything else I missed, I'll put it in there later. Alright? Alright, so I hope this helps you out. I'll be doing flats, basic like cell shading, and I'm also going to put in those wonderful texture things that I installed, which are wonderful. Just to show you a little bit. What's this diamond one? Actually, we want to airbrush that. It's diamonds on this boy. What the hell are they? Okay. I'm going to change this down to like S1. I like S1 when I do quick sketches. You see that? How neat that looks? Very easy to install them. Very fun to play with. There's so much you can do with them. Add some color to it. Look at that. Shiny. Alrighty. So I hope this helps you out. I'll be making some more. So yeah. Good luck with that.